Hello my family. Well, it is Tuesday. We have one more night of freezing. Last night it got down to about 10, maybe 11 degrees last night, but with our wind chill it was like -3. Down here we are definitely not used to that. As you can see, I'm definitely in my sweatshirt and I am literally wearing my husband's coveralls. I've been bundled up outside. We have literally been locked up here at home. None of our stores are open. Our roads are full of ice and it's taken a while to defrost here. It's slowly defrosting, but as soon as it does, it's going to freeze again because we're dropping down to 8 degrees tonight. This should be our last before we could start warming up again. So last night we had chicken soup. Tonight I'm going to do a winter type of squash meal, and I wasn't going to video, but I thought about this when I seen it and thought maybe this would be something y'all would enjoy. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make a stuffed acorn squash. We're having that tonight with a side salad. So let me angle you up in our kitchen. This will be somewhat of a short video, but I'm going to show you how we're going to make our squash, and I'm going to go ahead and share this recipe with you. Okay y'all, so I have my acorn squash. I took the top off where I had the stem at. Now I'm going to take some of the bottom off so that it has a flat surface on here. Because these are going to be almost like our serving bowls tonight. Now I'm going to go directly in half from here, making it like this. And we're making a scalloped edge bowl basically. So I'm going to come through here and cut this directly in half, all the way down our squash. In the meantime, I have our stove sitting at 400 degrees, and it is preheating. I'm going to come through here, and I'm going to cut out the center of our seeds, just like so, and clean these seeds out. I usually take one of these canning lids. It's got a lip on it. It actually cleans it out quite well. So I'm just going to go through here and just scrape this through and clean it out. Just like that. Just simple as that. Okay. Now I'm going to do the other side. Come around the edges just like this one. Make it a little bit easier to take out of there. Just like so. Come back through with my lid and scoop it out. Making sure I get all of these seeds in that center out of there. Now this is going to be leaving enough room for filling with our sausage mix, and I am actually going to be using turkey sausage for this one. You can use Italian sausage, pork sausage, however you want to, but we're using turkey, and I'll probably adding some Italian seasoning to it too to change the flavor. So that is it. I'm preparing this. Now I'm going to take a baking dish just like so. Place these in here, and I'm going to drizzle these with olive oil and sprinkle them with salt and pepper. Just like that. Now I'm going to take some salt, sprinkle these. Go ahead and get some pepper right here. Sprinkle my pepper. Now I'm going to turn these upside down, and I'm going to bake these until they are tender. Once they are tender, we'll come back and I will show you how we're going to fill them. Right now I'm going to go ahead and get these in the oven, and then we're going to prep our filling. Okay, my family, so we're going to start on the filling. This here currently is turkey sausage that we're going to be frying up. It is seasoned for like a breakfast sausage, but I am actually going to take this down and turn it more like an Italian style because I don't have Italian sausage. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Italian seasoning to it. And I added about a half a teaspoon to 1 pound of turkey sausage. So you can use Italian sausage, that's what's in the recipe. We are using what we have on hand. Like I told you, we're on our pantry challenge, so I'm using what I have actually. I'm just going to improvise, and I'm going to make it where I can use it to the best of my ability. I'm going to go ahead and get this cooked up, and once I get this cooked up, we will be right back. Okay, so now our sausage is about halfway cooked, and at this point I want to start adding my vegetables. We have a small onion chopped or diced. We have, the recipe calls for 2 stalks of celery diced and 1 bell pepper diced. Now I am actually using celery, onions, and I am using the mini peppers, bell peppers, all diced or minced, basically diced small. I'm also going to be adding now, it calls for 3 cloves of minced garlic. So I'm going to be adding that to here. Now you know every time I give you a recipe, y'all, we only do half of that recipe because it is for 2. This recipe is for 4 to 6 people. So I'm adding basically 1.5 because I got a large and a small piece here. I'm just going to go ahead and mix this in, mince it up, and then I'm going to add it to my mix. We're going to now finish cooking this till our vegetables are tender. Our sausage is then finished. Go ahead and get all this yummy garlic out of here. Got my eye on some different presses actually. The last one I had kind of broke, and it broke my heart. It was a really good one. Well, at least I thought it was a good one. Alright, so we got all our garlic out. Now we're just going to go ahead and mix this up, finish this out, and then I will show you what our next step will be. The recipe calls for using kale. I'm actually going to substitute spinach for kale in this one. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Finish cooking this, and once this is finished cooked, I will be right back. Okay, y'all, so our sausage is now cooked, our vegetables are now tender, and I am going to add our, well, what's supposed to be kale. We're actually going to be adding spinach. So the recipe calls for 2 cups of torn curly kale, and I'm actually going to tear up about maybe a cup worth of spinach in this. We're going to break it down until it wilts into our mix. And I am using baby spinach. Now I'm going to mix this up in here. And then we're also going to be adding some Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to mix this all together. If you're wondering if this is for diabetics as well, yes, y'all, this is absolutely. This can go basically for both Mediterranean and diabetic. Now, I am actually going to be adding some cranberries in mine and some pecans. You can choose not to do that and eliminate it, especially if you are diabetic. The cranberries I'm going to be using, though, are 50% less sugar in the package than ordinary ones. So now I'm just going to sprinkle this. Allow the kale or the spinach to be cooked down, Once this is cooked down, I'm going to add my cranberries and pecans, and we will be back to add that as soon as these cook. Okay, so our spinach is now wilted. Our cheese is melted pretty much in here. I'm turning this heat down. I'm going to be tossing in about a small handful, quarter of a cup's worth of diced or chopped up pecans, and about the same of cranberries in here actually. And then I'm going to mix this up. Now we're going to set this aside because we're going to use this now to fill in on our acorn squash as soon as they are tender out of the oven. So we will be right back. Okay, y'all, so our acorn squash is now nice and softened, so we're going to take a portion of the inside and add it to our filling. Now this made quite a bit for another round. We have another acorn squash in our pantry, so I actually froze the other half of, or going to freeze the other half of this mix so that I can make another meal and not have to do anything but reheat it, cook the acorn squash, and we have a quick meal. So I'm actually going to take part of this layer off of here, mix this in, and we're going to be putting it right back into our acorn squash. So now I'm going to mix this all together, as you can see right here. And from here we're going to go ahead and fill our acorn squashes, and then we'll just put it back in the oven for just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in my centers of my squash with our filling. Just like so. This makes a beautiful, nice, either fall and even winter squashes. Really healthy too. Just divide these fillings in each one, just like so. We're going to sprinkle the top now with Parmesan cheese. As you can see, these are beautifully filled. Grab out all the filling that fell into the pan actually. That is hot. And now I'm going to sprinkle the tops with some Parmesan cheese. Just like so. Now we're going to put this back in the oven until heated through. And that will be it. It's a very quick, simple meal. Now we're just going to pop this right back in the oven. Just like so. We'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so our acorn squash is finished, and the next pic that you see from here will be the plating of our supper tonight. You will see, as you've seen, how simple this is. I will be putting the description of the recipe, or I will put the recipe in the description box below for each and every one of you, like I always do. This is something you will really enjoy. So when I get ready to plate our meal, I will be back to show you what it looks like in the final end. And that's our supper for tonight. We have our salad greens and our salad as our side, and then we have our stuffed acorn squash. I hope y'all are staying warm. I'm hoping that you're making it through the freeze. We got this last night, and then we start warming up, y'all. So everything is still closed for tomorrow, and we're gonna make it. Honestly, we're absolutely gonna make it. We had an amazing meal. We got a roof over our head. We are warm. Our bellies are full. We are healthy, and we couldn't be blessed. Love y'all. We'll see you again from Parton's Heritage Homestead.